Hello and good evening, everybody. Taff Live is starting right now. Same time as always. How is everybody anyway? You all fed up without any decent football on? Not a snipe at the ladies' football. It's just not the best of quality, really, is it? But I have tried watching a couple of games. It's been alright, but end of the day, post-season, pre-season, it's all crap, isn't it? Unless there's a major tournament like the Euros or the World Cup on the go. But anyway, guys, we're going to be talking about all sorts tonight. So please feel free to fire in any questions about anything surrounding football, anything at all. We got some trivia on the go as well, and again, another incentive for you guys to go out and go and find us some more subscribers, because we do have a signed shirt up for grabs once we hit 3,000. So that's up to you guys. You've got to get our channel out there, get people joining up, get everybody to join, and then as soon as we get to the point where we've got enough people, we will have the giveaway, and it'll be you guys who benefit from it. There will be a signed county top ready. So Mitchell Jenkins is in. Hello, mate. Nasi Islam is in as well. How's it going, guys? Now we're starting to build up the viewers. This is it now, kicking in. I'm on my own tonight, on my lonesome. It's Kevin's daughter's birthday, so he couldn't make it today, unfortunately. But you got me all to yourselves tonight then, guys. So, Taff, join our fantasy league. Is it the Weedy Weed Fantasy League then, is it? Tony's in. Been a while. It certainly has, mate. How's it going, mate? Okay? Josh Phillips, how long is the club shop open? Not long enough, basically. Dan's in. How's it going, Dan? You alright? So when are you about to start your volunteering position, mate? Many happy returns to his daughter. Yeah, I'm sure you appreciate that. Now, the Premier League Fantasy League. Right, so it's not the Weedy Weed Fantasy League. Although, is that what your league is called? But then I'd rather wait for some more Premier League transfers to happen before I go creating any fantasy teams, because when you get the new players coming in, that's when you want to get on it, because you want the good new players. Tony dealt with a breakup, to be honest, with you. Oh bloody hell! But I'm doing great. It's only on onwards and upwards, right? Okay, can't wait for the new season. Happy days, mate. Well, sorry you've had to go through a breakup. They're bloody messy things to deal with. Hopefully everything's okay, Tom. So Dan, I started football coaching on Saturday, trying for level 1. Oh, that's bang on. That is Dan. Happy days. I've done a bit of football coaching myself in the past. It's especially as a volunteer as well. So it's very rewarding. Frios is in. How's it going, mate? Nick Muller's here. You get unlimited transfers until the first match week. Right. Okay then. What fantasy football is it on? Is it on is it Sky Fantasy Football, or is it the Sun Dream Team? You have to let me know where I need to go. How about I got a good idea then, guys? How about we have a fantasy league? How about I start up a fantasy football league, and all of our viewers can join it. It'll be the Taff Live Fantasy League, shall we say? Anyway, let's catch up on some stuff here. Have you seen Man City's new Puma away kit? I think it's class. I don't think I've seen it yet, actually. I'll have to have a look at that. Cheers for the tip, Nassie. Keen Davis, hey Taff lad, hey Keen, how's it going, my friend? Josh Phillips, looking to buy my season ticket next Saturday from Kingsway. Happy days. Oh, that's good. So we should be over the 1,500 mark by now, pushing towards 2,000. That's not 2,000 season ticket holders. It'd be bloody amazing, that would. Opinions on new signing Corey Whitley? Well, judging by the show reel that the club put out, it looks like he can score some good goals. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. A bit of pace, and I say that's one of the things we were lacking last season. Obviously, we had the height, we had the persistence then of Podge, height of Matt, but we didn't have an awful lot of pace up front without Semenyo around. So Corey Whitley could be the new Semenyo. Does that mean as Adi Aziz could be on his way out then? So Tony, anyhow, how do you rate any of our new signings? You can definitely tell Flynn is prioritising our defence this year, or it could be the end of Mickey. Well, I picked up on a bit of a rumour that Mickey's going to stay, but I'm not holding my breath on it. But if Mickey stayed, then that wouldn't mean we got too many defenders then either. So hopefully he does. I want Labs to stay as well, obviously. So Nick can't wait for the season to start. Well, at least you could potentially be used to winning some games now. So it's a Premier League app. Right, okay. Callum, you have to link me up later on Facebook, mate. For real, do you reckon many people will go to the friendlies? I can't see an awful lot of people going to a lot of them. Indy I'll go to, but then because they're evening games, because a lot of them are in the week, it's going to be difficult. You know, you can't take days off work to go to a friendly match, you know. Western, I may be able to do. Bath at a push. Indy, of course, because it's just down the road, but Shrewsbury I won't be able to do. Not going to be doing, I don't think I'll be doing any others, to be honest with you. That's all I'll be likely to do. Corey Whitley looks very good. Yeah, I think we may have a good player on our hands there. But I said the same when we signed Keanu Marsh-Brown. I said the same when we signed Jennison Myrie Williams. So don't listen to me whenever I think a player looks exciting. But this guy actually looks like he got something about him, though. How many season ticket holders were there last year? I believe there was 1,500, but we'd only sold just over 1,200 of them. Sort of just before the start of the season. It was obviously later in the season people bought the half season tickets because of the cup run again. So Jack Phillips has got his season ticket, happy days. Aziz scored goals but did nothing for us after his debut. Didn't do an awful lot, no. I mean, lovely guy. Me and Leanne run into him a couple of times and he always made time to talk to us. Really, really nice guy. And nice guys don't win football matches, good footballers do. John Davis. A lad named Isaac Bishop has been arrested for running on the pitch when we played Man City because he attacked one of our players. Have you heard anything about this? I don't know anything about this, no. Isaac Bishop. Who's Isaac Bishop? I'm trying to wonder if that's a bloody joke name or something now. I know Isaac Hunt is a joke name, but Bishop, I don't think that goes with anything. But yeah, say that, Isaac Hunt. Keane Davis, don't want a cup run this year. Really, got to be honest, rather push for promotion. To be honest with you, I think both could be on the cards. I mean, we nearly won promotion with the cup run this year. If we got that extra bit of strength this year, I can't see any reason why we wouldn't, you know, do both. Nick Muller, when the checker trade draw? Well, when is the checker trade draw? Well, that's a point. That could be one, couldn't it, Nick? You know, where we could end up playing you in the checker trade trophy. Keane Davis. Also, what do you think of the Glazers 8 trend? I think it's pretty ridiculous. Man United were falling off the boil and Arsenal were ruling the roost in the Premier League. Obviously with the Invincibles and all that, and Chelsea obviously got into it. And then all of a sudden the Glazers took over, everybody moaned, but United started winning titles again under them. They obviously did something right. Yes, they put the club in a load of debt, but it's not as if United are short of money. You know, I mean, they've globalised that club massively. Man United are able to pay Alexis Sanchez, was it like 400 odd grand a week just to sit on the fucking bench? You know? I mean, I don't get this whole Glazers 8 thing. United have actually done well under them. EW Labs, James Collins reportedly rejected a contract. You hear anything? Nope, not yet anything about James Collins at all, I'm afraid. Thoughts on Scrub not going to the gym? As someone who doesn't go to the gym myself, I'm with Scrub on this one. Josh Phillips, looking to go to Bath away in the friendlies. Do you know where to get tickets? I'm quite sure you could just go there. You could just go there and pay on the gate, mate. I mean, it's first of all, it's only Bath. And second of all, it's only friendly, so there's not going to be one of them all-ticket things. Oh, God, sorry guys, a bit tired. I was out in Merthyr last night, didn't get up to about 1 o'clock. You reckon we'll stay at Ronnie Parade after 2023? I'd like to think we've got something in place that may keep us there. Because if we haven't got a stadium of our own, we need to stay there. you know what I mean? Nick Muller, no point of friendlies. I get your point on that, but the match fitness they bring for the start of the season, because you only get match fitness by playing matches, and that's why friendly matches happen. Right then, so there's a bunch of rubbish there. Tony, someone sensible. Ledbetter to fill in Butler. I believe Ledbetter's for the right side. I think it was a great grab by Flynn. Yep, I think he's possibly the best signing of the summer so far. I say so far because I'm quite sure there's more to come. But I think we're looking good. I think we're looking like we're going to put a very competitive squad out. Okay. Bradford get Liverpool in a friendly. Cheltenham get Leicester. We get another under-23s team. Yeah, I get what you mean, mate. I'm not going to say the last bit that you've just put there, but but then Bradford get Liverpool. But then is that Bradford versus Liverpool's first team, or is it versus their under-23s? Because a lot of Premier League teams are going on tour, aren't they? You know, they go to America and East Asia on tour an awful lot, and like you know, in Oceania they go to. So you know, under 23 teams are pretty much the only way we can play a Premier League team now, to be honest. I think what you need to do is look at the smaller clubs that don't necessarily go on tour, you know, so the smaller Premier League teams, you know, like your Burnleys, like your, well, bloody hell, I can't even think of any, but Brighton, for example, you know, they're the kind of teams we should be trying to bring into Ronnie Parade. But that's if the pitch is ready, of course. But I was there the other day, looks very nice. We're playing Gillingham in the Carabao. Absolutely correct. Yep. Thoughts on the new signings? I think we're looking great. Um, I think, yeah. Basically, I don't think there's a bad signing there at all, by the looks of it. We've definitely prioritised the defence, which is great because that's where we've taken the biggest hit with regards to departures. We got the number one keeper in early. Well, like I said, we've done the business early. That's good. It's always good to do the business early because the sooner you do it, you know, the sooner the players get to know each other, they get to know each other in pre-season, and then they can be a proper team. Then you know. So EW Labs, it wasn't because of the Glazers. Sir Alex made United great. Yep, agreed. Even under them, they really made signings and bought a lot of high caliber players. An even bigger reason why Sir Alex was the only reason. Well, no, I mean, you look at some of the players United signed. You know, back then, you know, I mean, how much did they pay for Wayne Rooney in the end? Carlos Tevez you brought in, Patrice Evra, under the Glazers, of course. You know, I mean, United brought in some top quality players and won titles on the back of signing those players. I'm quite sure Cristiano Ronaldo was a Glazers buy as well. You know, while the Glazers were there, so there was always a lot of money for United to sign players. Like Vidic joined United, you know, at that time as well. Darren Fletcher joined, Michael Carrick joined at that time. And these are arguably some of the best players to ever play for Man United. So under the Glazers, that they gave, because at the end of the day, a manager can only do as well as the budget he's given. As what you know, obviously you could be a great manager, but to win titles, you need the right budget to get the right players in. Ferguson always had the right budget, and he always brought, well, not always brought the right players in. I mean, you still had your Jesper Blomqvists, your Massimo Taibis, and your Jordi Cruyffs, you know, who played for Man United at that time. But end of the day, he got given the tools to do the job right by the owners. You know, before the Glazers, during the Glazers. End of the day, Ed Woodward is the person that's cocking at Man United at the moment because he's not allowing the managers to sign the players that they want. What's his name? Mourinho wanted a central defender. It was Alderweireld or Harry Maguire. He was told, get that player in. That is the position United lacked most of all last season, was a good central defender because they haven't really got any really good central defenders. So, yeah, I get what you mean. Alex Ferguson he was the heartbeat of those great Man United teams, of course. But other than the players that came through the youth system, he needed the support from the board to go out and go and bring those players in. Tony, apparently the Dragons are moving to North Wales soon. They're not doing well in terms of money, so it makes sense. Maybe we could take it over. Potentially, it would depend an awful lot on what kind of money the club has got, what kind of money the WRU want for Ronnie Parade, and it will also depend on what kind of help you can get from the council. Because if the council could buy the ground off the Dragons and let us play there, you know, for a lot less rent and take in a lot more match day money and stuff like that, then it could be a perfect move. And Newport Rugby could play on there then. They could play their games on the Sunday, we could play ours on the Saturday. Everybody's happy, Dragons aren't around, except for the Dragons fans. You'd feel it for them because they're fans just like us at the end of the day, you know. So we'll see what happens. Watch this space, innit? What's the latest with the hybrid ownership? Well, I'm actually going to be putting a video because I managed to snag one of the FAQs from the supporters trust meeting the other night. So I will be putting out a task word. I just haven't had the time to do it since then. But at some point in the week, I will be reading out the questions and answers from that FAQ. So you'll know everything you'll need to know about what happened in the meeting, and including the hybrid ownership, stuff about staying at Rodney Parade and stuff like that as well. Chris Ball is in. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a proper moderator on here. I know Bowie gets in. Aiden haven't been here for a while, but Chris Ball is in. Tony, you think Flynn meeting Klopp and Pep, we would have a shot with a good friend? Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I don't know. Apparently, and this is the question was raised about the friendly matches in the meeting the other night, and all of the friendly matches have been decided upon and organised by Flinny. Basically, the way the board see it, friendly matches are a football decision to make. Flinny makes the football decisions, and he's decided who we play in the friendlies, and it's all down on Flinny. He must have a pre-season plan, and these teams are part of that plan. So he's had 2 really good seasons with us. I'm not going to argue with him on that. So as much as they're uninspiring friendlies, I'd rather have uninspiring friendlies and a good season than good friendlies and a shit season. I think that whenever we've had good friendlies, we've always had a shit season. Was it the season we had QPR at Rodney Parade, and we nearly went down? It was the Terry Butcher reign started then. Was it Anthony Hudson's reign started with friendly matches against Stoke and Bolton at home? I remember seeing Gary Cahill and the likes of Kenwyn Jones and people like that, and Ryan Shawcross, and obviously Park Ji-sung got his, no, it wasn't Park Ji-sung, yeah, it was Park Hyung-min, yeah, the one who got his leg broken, and Bolton effectively blamed their relegation on us that season, because technically he was their best player, Tom Miller that was, yeah. So whenever we've had good friendlies, we've had a shit season, so I'd rather have shit friendlies than a good season. Josh Phillips, think we should have Cardiff and Swansea come play us in friendlies. Only a few miles down the road, not too hard to arrange. But the policing would be too expensive, to be honest with you, mate. That's the only problem with that one. Lassie, even these lower Premier League teams head out of the UK to play friendlies. Well, in fact, yeah, some of them do, don't they? Some of them stay behind and play some localish teams. But no, we haven't really got. Well, we could utilise some Championship teams, maybe. You wouldn't close enough by, like Bristol City, for example, West Brom. People like that. Clubs like that. Tony, have you heard much about Tom King? He's going to have to do a lot to live up to Joe Day. Absolutely, but the way I see it, he was a starting player during a decent spell for a League One team last season. So, and he's played in our league before for Stevenage as well. So I'm actually really happy with that signing. Well then, guys, 21 if you win, only 9 likes. How about we get the thumbs up on the go and we'll move on. I'm catching up on all your questions. We have got some good, what's the word? Some trivia coming up a bit later on. Obviously, we are going to push that towards the end from there on. And the gauntlet has been laid by the comments of Callum Whittington regarding me joining their fantasy football league. We're going to start a Taff Live Fantasy Football League. So the next time I'm on, I'm going to get someone to post in a link to a league that I'll set up. And then that's something that we can have a good banter about then, isn't it? But then we catch up on all your questions then. Right then, EW Labs. Bit more strength in the midfield, I reckon. Yes, Dolan and Labs are great, but we always got overrun in the midfield, so a bit more strength. Yeah, I'd say so. Obviously, Baconson fell completely off the boil in the end, which was a shame. I think at first, because no one knew him, he was able to play his game. But then because people knew what he could do when he was able to play his game, they found ways to stop him, and he couldn't adapt to that. And that's why he fell off the boil. That's what I think, anyway. I might be completely wrong. I'll breathe a minute. But then Dolan can be very inconsistent. Labardi was injured too often. Josh Sheehan was awful for a lot of the season, but was fantastic for the end. Hopefully we'll see the good side of him again now, and he'll start the season well. But yeah, I definitely want a midfielder or two, depending on whether Lab stays as well. If Lab stays, we want one midfielder. A Sammy Smodix type, a goal scoring midfielder, someone who breaks into the box and actually gets his name on the score sheet from time, a bit like Josh Sheehan, but someone who does it a little bit more often. Josh Phillips, think we need someone of Baconson style too. Well, funny enough, Baconson when he was good, definitely, but Baconson, when he got found out in League Two, definitely not. Maybe someone more consistent than Baconson. Yeah, that's what I was thinking basically. Yeah. Have you watched the series on Sky Chernobyl? I haven't, but I'm planning on watching it. I've heard it's very, very good. Tony, Man United are the new old Liverpool time from between 2010 and 2016. I can't see Man United doing much anymore, and that's probably why they won't sign big players. Well, it's nice to see United being in the Liverpool situation, after being like the dominant team for like 2 decades, like Liverpool were, and then United, then like Liverpool did, falling completely off the boil after losing a legendary manager. But then Liverpool were able to keep the whole thing going with the old boot room thing. And obviously Roy Evatt, I think Graham Souness was the one that brought it down. Funny enough, it's a Scotsman. It's always a Scotsman that brings down these clubs like Graham Souness, David Moyes. I don't think David Moyes did an awful lot wrong. I just think he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Fergie did leave an ageing squad. And, they were never going to win the league with the team he was left with. And his signings were all wrong. Mitchell Jenkins, you think Wan-Bissaka is a good signing for United if they can get the signing over the line, because they need to actually pay Crystal Palace the money that they want, otherwise they're not going to get him. He wants to go. Apparently they've already agreed personal terms, which I don't get. If the two clubs haven't agreed, how is he even allowed to talk to United? But yeah, I think he's a fantastic player, Wan-Bissaka, and Man United could do with some fullbacks because, like I say, Ashley Young and Antonio Valencia, they're getting measured up for the friggin' Zimmer frames soon. They're that old. No more Ashley Young, at least, Mitchell. Well, there you go. Mentioned that one already. Like United have already signed big players. This is Tony. So what else do they want? Just because your manager can't get the best out of them, don't blame the owners. Exactly. If I'd blame the person responsible for recruiting a manager or recruiting players. Now, obviously, the managers at the big clubs don't tend to get an awful lot of say. We tend to find that the ones who do well are the ones who do get a say. So what you need is Ed Woodward shot out, and then somebody who actually knows how to run a football club. Feels firm with Ronnie Parade. What we need to keep in mind is that it has been at Newport RFC's ground since they formed. Absolutely, yes. So Luke Lewis is in. I did get a message earlier, mate. Sorry I haven't been able to respond to you yet, but we got 1 or 2 new blogs coming out from Luke. So look out on our social media streams. We will be posting some links out for you. Luke, he's on. How's it going, Luke? Only 20 minutes late, mate. Yeah, good evening to you, mate. Tony, saying that mine maybe not playing big teams in pre-season will make us play better. Yeah, if we played Liverpool, it might cause injuries. There's definitely a reason for it. Yeah, I mean, as much as there's money to be made out of playing bigger teams at home, there's more money to be made in winning games and bringing bigger crowds and potentially getting promotion and going on a cup run. Marsh Brown transfer to USA. I think because he's playing in the US Gold, in obviously the CONCACAF Gold Cup in USA, there's a lot of MLS scouts there, and I just think it's natural that people are going to get linked to these clubs, especially if they stand out in any way. If an MLS club came in with an offer, sorry guys, if an MLS club came in with an offer for Marsh Brown, I think we'd be stupid to turn it down. Hopefully a 6-figure sum as well. Make them pay. I mean, they're Americans. They don't know anything about football at the end of the day. You make them pay far too much money. 400k even. So Nick Muller, we the women win it, or will the women win it? I'm guessing that you mean the English women in the English women in the Women's World Cup. I've got a feeling they're going to, yes. Although USA are really good, aren't they, with women's football? Josh Phillips, as long as the midfield is consistent, we should be up there all season. Hopefully, that would be nice. Luke Kent, you heard any rumours who were meant to be getting on loan from Bristol City? Well, the loans haven't even been mentioned yet, and we've nearly got a more or less full squad. So just goes to show that there's more money in the playing budget, as the director said at the open evening. Josh Phillips was good to see him pipe leave too. Yeah, I think it was just his time, wasn't it? It was just his time. So yeah, fair play to Pipe, the absolute legend. Mitchell Jenkins, Madagascar just hammered Nigeria 2-0. Fucking hell. So these international tournaments, they don't have to drum out some mental scorelines, do they? David Moyes' contract with Man United ended the other day. Well, the initial contract, yeah, I'd imagine, yeah, freaking hell. He was Fergie's choice as well, wasn't he? Wan-Bissaka is already official, is it now? The last I saw is that Crystal Palace took the piss out of United because they offered extra money if they win the Champions League. It's like, oh yeah, because that's never going to happen, in our lifetime now. So Rich G 2018 currently in Dubai. Everyone here has heard of Little Newport County, which I love. Shows how far we have come. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Happy days, when you're playing against the likes of Man City and Tottenham, who are actually in the limelight in these kind of places. It goes to show people know who you are. And they'll remember, especially if we've done it 2 years in a row, because they remember us from the year before. United announced him yesterday with an interview and everything. Oh, well, fair play. United have got a good fullback then, if that's the case. The situation at Man U is still better than Arsenal, to be fair. Ooh, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. I mean, I think Arsenal. I think they're on a par at the moment. Although Chelsea are about to slip into the same net, I think it's going to be a straight shootout at the top between Liverpool, City, and Tottenham next year. What time is the giveaway? Once we get 3,000 subscribers, Josh. As soon as we get 3,000, we have a signed shirt ready to go. So there's no giveaway this week. The giveaway was basically our Facebook competition. So everybody come in to watch this stream with our Facebook competition. We are going to be doing another Facebook competition next week. We do have some more signed merch going out through Facebook. So I tell you what then, guys, how about we raise the stakes a little bit? If by next week we have 2,750 subscribers, if by next week we have 2,750, we will trigger a giveaway. So the prize that we got, which is going for Facebook, we have a few sets of these prizes. One which is going to go on auction, one which is going to be a giveaway for Facebook, and then the other one is going to put on auction again. But instead of doing that, if and only if we do it by next week, if we get 2,750 subscribers by next Sunday for this live, next Sunday we'll trigger a giveaway, and the prize is a set of 3 programs from the 3 big FA Cup games we had at Ronnie Parade this year. So Leicester, Middlesbrough and Man City, all signed by the squad from last season as well. So it was a set of 3 programs, all signed, and they were from them 3 games. So if we get all those subscribers in time for next week, we will have a giveaway. If not, it'll be when we hit 3,000, the signed shirt from last season. It is a 3rd kit as well. Right then, Tony, fun fact, USA women played Dallas FC under-18s in the pre-season game and lost. So we were talking about the men's under-18s. Nasty Islam, what formations do you think Newport should experiment with on the Friends? It sort of depends on the rest of the business that we do. Looking at it, Flinney could be looking at a 3-man strike force, because we think we've got Hammond, Aziz, Matt, Whitley, Toure, Lewis Collins, Marsh Brown. So we got 6 effective forward players. So he could be looking at a 3 up top. It could be a wing backs, 2 centre midfielders, which is why we haven't seen an awful lot on the midfield. 2 centre mids, 3 forwards. Kind of like what we had when we had Semenyo playing. So Semenyo was playing up front with Matt and Podge. So it could be something like that. But wait and see though. Wait and see. Who do you think will win the Copa America semi-finals? Brazil versus Argentina and Chile versus Peru. I think Brazil will beat Argentina and Chile will beat Peru. Mitchell Jenkins, who do you reckon is winning the Copa America? Brazil. Tony, did you see the advert for the Arsenal kit? The guy wrote in the subtitles, "We ran North London" instead of "we." Right, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm quite tired. I might just be completely missing something. Right then. So Tony, yes, men's under-18s. So just goes to show the bridging gap equality between the men's and women's. We're talking like potentially the best women's international team in the world against a men's under-18s. You know what I mean? and they're talking about equal pay in football. And I'm sorry, but they're two completely different games in my opinion. Although they're both football, the men's senior game in comparison to the women's senior game are on completely different levels. The men's game generates so much money, so much more money than what the ladies' game does. How can you justify paying the ladies the same as the men? I mean, and the thing is, not every football player is on the exact same money. Each salary is negotiated upon their transfer, so it's a stupid area for these feminists to be picking out, to be picking out freaking gender equality and stuff like that, because it's just not the right place to do it. So hopefully Toure gets game time. I completely agree. I really hope so too. Just finished year 11 with his cousin. The lad is class. I keep hearing this. I really do keep hearing this, that he's a really good player. So hopefully he does get his chance. Nick Muller, are you still getting subs? I am not. Can't wait for season to start so I can do videos. We're still getting some subs, but I think we're on about 2630 at the moment. So if we're at 2750, so 120 subs. So between you all, you can. I mean, there's 20 if you win. It's about every one of you finding 6 people. Every one of you that's in here right now to find 6 people to subscribe to this channel in time for next week. So mums, dads, brothers, sisters, friends, cousins, aunties, uncles, nans, grandpas, dogs, cats. Make up YouTube accounts for your freaking dogs. You could take videos of your dogs and make a fortune if your dog does some stupid shit, like do it. Josh Phillips, really admire your efforts. Thank you, Josh. That really means a lot. EW lads obviously scored so many at Barry, so hopefully Flinney gives him a chance. Completely agree. So the guys said we run North London, but the person who put the subtitles in the video accidentally, we ran North London. So basically saying that they no longer run. Oh right, I got you now. Sorry, mate. It's one of those things where if you'd have said it, I'd have understood exactly what you meant, but I didn't realise it was a typo thing. Yeah. No, that's it. Obviously, because Tottenham are in front of them now, aren't they? And you can't deny that. Have you watched any of the Euro under 21? I watched a bit of the England game when they played against. Was it the Croatia under 21s? I think. No, France under 21. Sorry, and wasn't particularly enjoying the game, so I ended up turning it off at half time. That's all I've watched. Who's the highest earner at the county? Well, technically, we don't know who earns what. Some people might know because some players are let slip, but believe it would have been Joe Day. Out of the players who are there at the moment, my guess would be someone like Jammer, or maybe Jammer, Sheehan, O'Brien maybe. Ledbetter, who's just joined, probably on a fair bit. Touré's background is amazing. I could talk all about it. Well, why don't you pop a video out then? Obviously, you got your channel, labs, so pop a video out and talk about him. What's the history of this channel? The history? Look at the videos from the first one, basically. I think we started off doing a bit of gaming as well. We started off with a bit of gaming on Football Manager back in 2014, this was. So we've been going for 5 years now, funny enough, this channel. And it's just gone on. I was carrying on doing my old blogs on there until I realised that you get more views by putting up 5 individual clips rather than all as one. You got more views on each individual clip than you did on the blog itself. So it was a no-brainer. The clips are coming out, and then we just worked on the content as we've gone on, and this is what we got today. Exactly, yeah. So Tony gets me. Messaging online is hard to read without context. It is. It's hard to gauge what people are, what people's tone is as well. So someone could say something really harmless, but then if you see it as something that's potentially bad, and you see it as bad, you think that person's being bad to you when they're not, And it goes both ways. They could be being bad to you and you think they're just joking, so you laugh at them and make them even more pissed off. Josh Phillips. I think the academy should go around South Wales looking for some young lads to develop in years to come. Well, the academy does do that, actually. They go around and they handpick players to come down for trials. They invite players to come down for trials and they handpick them to get involved as well. And yeah, I mean, we are getting a good crop of players coming through. Football players earn money, asks Chris Ball. Apparently so, mate. Yeah, a little bit of money as well. Any contract news with Mickey or Labardi? I'd like to think Labardi's staying. Mickey, I've heard rumours that he is staying, but I'm not sure if I believe them. So No, there's nothing new on them. Hopefully there will be something soon. Will Murray, what do you make of all the new signings? Talk about them individually, please. I want to know the details. Well, if you want to know what I think about the new signings, there are some videos I've already released talking about the players in detail. So rather than holding up the stream, if you want to see what I've said about the players, the only player who I haven't mentioned in any of my videos so far will be Whitley. So I'll be putting out a couple of new blogs in the week, and I will be talking about Whitley then. But there are a couple of good blogs on here for you to watch, and they're quite informative as well. Mitchell Jenkins, are you planning on doing any FIFA 20 videos such as a county career mode? I haven't got the facility to do it properly unless PlayStation allows you to. The only problem is then I just won't have the time, you know. Although we are always looking for creators to join on board. Anybody who would want to do their own FIFA 20 series for this channel, you know, we're always looking for creators, always. EW Labs, well, I'll just give an overview. Toure was at the county in the community college. He did so well. Swansea gave him a scholarship, and county brought him back. He's the only player to ever been a pro. Fair play, happy days. It's quality, that. Tony, thoughts of Jesse Lingard, if you've seen anything that's happened. I know all about that stuff on social media, and I think players have to be careful in this day and age, but I personally don't see the issue with him, you know, having a laugh, you know, with his mates. I just don't see the issue. Yes, he's a role model, but he's a young lad trying to enjoy his life as well at the same time. So I think people should cut these footballers a bit of slack and realise they're still human beings at the end of the day as well. But yeah, I suppose that on the part, he's a bit of a role model, and there's young kids watching him do all that stuff. I think he does have to be careful, but I think it's blown all out of proportion. Luke County, you think the Chelsea game, being our last friendly, will be close to starting 11 for first game of the season? Yes, yes. Usually the last friendly is always usually what the manager thinks is going to be the starting 11. Um, right then, so I'm at the bottom there. Josh Phillips, we need Labardi to stay. Bigger squad means better chances. Absolutely, yes, 100% agree with you on that one. Will Murray, know any new chance that the Hazel Terrace should know? I don't believe there's anything out just yet, but then I'm sure as the football's coming close, people are going to start thinking of things, and then you know, things will start coming out then, I'm sure. Tony, it's just like when Rooney got drunk. Like, we are humans, they shouldn't promote it, but it wasn't promoting it, if anything, in the press. Just goes back to no context. Yeah, well, yeah, I agree with you there. Anyway, guys, we're getting close to the 40-minute mark, and I want to make sure we get our trivia in. And yeah, I did go through some questions quite, you know, roughly to try and find something decent for you, or something that's not going to be too easy to Google and all that sort of stuff. So, how about we crack straight on into the trivia then, okay? Here we go. Ooh, bloody hell, George Best or Gazza was better. Gotta say George Best, Luke. That's a good one, though, that one is. That's a good one. Right then, first question. Angel Di Maria became the 6th player to wear the number 7 shirt for Man United since the Premier League started. Right? So he was the 6th player to wear. So past Angel Di Maria, or anyone after Angel Di Maria, doesn't matter. This is all Angel Di Maria and before. So he became the 6th player to wear the number 7 shirt for Man United during the Premier League era. Who were the previous 5? Who were the previous 5 number 7 shirt wearers for Manchester United? EW Labs, Beckham, Cantona, Ronaldo, Valencia, and Owen. Well, being a Man United fan, you're going to know, and yes, that's right. But can I ask in future, try to do one at a time so everybody else gets the opportunity to answer. But then, you know, like I say, the whole trivia thing just ends up dying a death then if everybody answers every single answer. But the next two should do you a little bit. I reckon the next two are gonna grip you a bit. Right. So the next one. No worries, Labs. No, it's fine, mate. You know, just pop out one at a time. If you can type one out and then enter it and then put the other one out. If you want to answer them all, of course, yeah, get in there. I'm the same. I like to answer questions and things like that. But you know, just give it a chance to ride through a little. Right then, the second question, guys. Gareth Bale won the Football Writers Player of the Year. So this is the football writers, so like newspapers, pundits, and things like that. So he won the Football Writers Player of the Year in 2013. Who was the previous Welshman to win it before him? So a Welshman, so obviously another Welshman has won it before. But who was it? Who was it previous to Gareth Bale winning it in 2013? Who was the previous one to win it? Now, this one's going to stumble a few because I got the feeling that people are going to say, like Giggs and Rush, people are going to say these players and think that it's them. It's neither of them. It's actually none of them. Nick Muller, do some older triv. I could do, it wouldn't be an issue, but I try to do it because if it's more up to date, then there's going to be more people likely to know the answer than, because the younger ones won't know the older ones. So anyway, so Speed is incorrect, Hughes is incorrect, Rambo is incorrect, John Charles is incorrect. Day is a blue, says Bluebirds TV. He'll be good for you, mate. He'll be good. So it wasn't Speed. So it wasn't Giggs. It wasn't Speed. Wasn't Mark Hughes, wasn't Ian Rush, and it wasn't Aaron Ramsey. John Toshak, nope. Nope. I mean, if John Toshak did win it, or if John Charles did win it, they wasn't obviously the one just before Gareth Bale, so someone before Gareth Bale, Welshman. So Dean Saunders, no. Bellamy, no. Cliff Jones, no. Oh, I knew I was going to grip you guys with this one. I knew I was going to have you. Ben Davis, nope. Nope, not even Hartson. Oh, you're all scraping the barrel now. Nope, not Allen. So, it's someone bad, isn't it? No, this player is not bad. This is one of the best Welsh footballers I've ever known. Ivor Allchurch, says Paul Young. No, it's not. Ledley, says Chris Ball. It's not. There we go. Someone's finally got it. Browse, you got it. Neville Southall. The one who won it previous to Gareth Bale in 2013. So the last Welshman to win it before Gareth Bale in 2013 was in fact Neville Southall. Now, I'm not sure what year it was, to be honest with you, though. All I know is that it was definitely Neville Southall who won it before. So, one more trivia question, guys, before we look to wrap this stream up. So, the final one. Are you ready for it? The first two midfield players to score more than 100 Premier League goals for a single club. So remember, for a single club. So the first two midfield players to score more than 100 EPL goals for a single club. The first two. Who were the first two midfield players to score more than 100 EPL goals for a single club? So 3 people have said Lampard. No, he wasn't one of the first 2. Believe it or not. Giggs, correct. Giggs is one of them. There is one other. So Lampard is not correct. He has scored more than 100 goals for Chelsea, obviously, yes. The same as like Steven Gerrard scored more than 100 goals for Liverpool, but he's not one of them either. Scholes is incorrect. Gerrard is incorrect. Sutton is a striker. Midfield player. Midfield players have scored more than 100 Premier League goals for a single club. Now, I think only one of the more gifted football heads are going to get this one, I think. So obviously Giggs we've already got. Giggs is one of them. Wise is incorrect. Bob Marley, cool. Scholes is incorrect. And we're going to have to start putting some clues out, guys. So Wazza became a midfielder. Nope, not him. I think Lampard would have scored 100 Premier League goals before him anyway, wouldn't he? I think, at least anyway. But, yeah, midfield player. Nope. Arteta's incorrect as well, so it's not Rooney, it's not Arteta, it's not Scholes. Think earlier Premier League. Earlier Premier League. Think of a midfield player who used to score worldies a lot. I'm going to give you a clue, but I know you're going to get it. More straight. Beardsley is incorrect. Henry and Wright are strikers. Brian Robson is incorrect. It will be a cult hero player. Yes, I definitely agree with that one. But the one thing about this guy, though, he's not particularly liked here in Newport because there, Le Tissier, there we go. It is in fact Matt Le Tissier. And I just get on the part, he's not particularly liked in Newport because of the way he acted when we scored our Football League saving goal, Mark O'Brien. He gave Mark O'Brien some good praise, fair play, but didn't give us an awful lot of praise. He was too gutted for his best mate, his bum chum, Jeff Stelling. No, Matt Le Tissier was definitely a central midfielder. One of the better, possibly one of the best players to not get capped for England, I think. Matt Le Tissier. He was so underrated. Anyway, guys, there we go. We've had a good run here, 3/4 of an hour. Underrated as F. Yes, I'll say the F, just the F. But hey, guys, we've had a good stream here. Not as many likes and viewers as I would have liked, but this is a growing channel. This is a growing series. I'm sure we'll start filling this out a lot more in future. But I want to thank you all for sticking with. Quite a few of you watched it from start to finish, so thank you all for joining in, and for those of you who came afterwards as well. All of you who got involved. It's been a great stream, so thank you very much. I'm going to love you and leave you all now. So look out for the Taff's words that are going to be coming out in the week. Obviously, from the trust meeting, the FAQs from the trust meeting, and then a transfer update. Hopefully, there's some further news, so I'm not only just talking about one player. Anyway, what did Luke say here? Thoughts on Wrexham playing in the Scottish Challenge Cup representing England? Well, if that's what they want to do, let them go for it. Anyway, guys, I'm off now, so thank you all again. Same time next week, and remember, 750 subscribers, and it will trigger the program giveaway. Trust me. So let's get some people hooked up onto this channel. All right. Well, thanks for that, guys. As always, cheerio for now. Up the county. Good night.